Happy Sunday. Hello. Today we're going to talk about the Wunda Chair order. I'm going to talk about doesn't have an order. We're answering your questions about the exercises on the Wunda Chair. So thank you so much for putting your questions in the comments. It's really how we get to make sure that we're supporting you with this channel. So thank you so much. Also, a huge shout out and thank you to those of you who subscribed last week to help us put us over 30,000 subscribers. That is huge. You don't understand like how much that means to us. Truly, 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 we're so excited to I can you hear me, babe? Okay, great. Brad's at home and he is making sure that you all can hear me. So clearly I'm not at home. I'm clearly in a hotel and we're making the best of this. So we're super stoked. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel because it is how we are able to continue to put out amazing content to support you and your Pilates practice, your Pilates teaching, your love for Pilates and answering your questions. So today we're going to talk about the Wunda Chair order. Before I get into that, I want to let you know that we are less than 30 days away from the tour starting, the winter tour starting. We're going to 22 cities. That means probably one near you, over 8,000 miles. We're kicking off in Sedona, Arizona. We're going all the way through Oklahoma and Georgia and Alabama and North Carolina and Maine and Pennsylvania and Connecticut and Massachusetts and South Carolina and Florida and Texas and Louisiana. So there's something near you. So go to opc.me/tour to check out one of the cities that we're going to be in. We'd love to see you. opc.me/tour will get you those tickets. Just pick the city that you want to go to. And we have a Wunda Chair workshop on the tour. And the Wunda Chair workshop is actually about putting some flows together. Why? Why did I put a Wunda Chair workshop together about flows? Because to answer the question about the Wunda Chair order, there isn't one. Joseph Pilates didn't give us one. He actually gave us an order for the mat and the reformer, which I love because as someone who likes certainty when the world feels uncertain, I love my mat and reformer order. The mat order and the reformer order, even if you omit exercises that are not right for your body yet, is so amazing at helping you get nerdy about the nuances and really explore and celebrate what you are doing more of, what you're doing better at, what's different about your body today than yesterday. That's why the mat and reformer order are so great because they really help you compare yourself to yourself. And that's what I believe at OPC. That's what we're really big fans of. The Wunda Chair was literally his first piece of home gym equipment. His home, like that was like there was no one going to the gym back then. So it's like the first piece of home exercise equipment. And what is so cool about the Wunda Chair is the exercises on it allow you to do Pilates wherever you are. But they're actually it's really the hardest piece of Pilates equipment, I think. Now, there's absolutely exercises on there that teach reformer exercises really well. Tendon stretch on the Wunda Chair. You should be doing it there before you do it on the reformer, period. And that will also be a great place to practice single leg tendon stretch and tendon stretch with the leg back. Pull-ups on there really help you get ready for an upstretch and an elephant. Absolutely. But if we think about some of the other exercises like frog facing out or in, we definitely want to have a Pilates practice where we're attempting those things. And so, so you want to think of the Wunda Chair as the tool to use to help connect you to particular exercises on the reformer. And then once you have those exercises, going back to the Wunda Chair to challenge the connections that you have. And so there is in fact no actual order on the Wunda Chair because you will use it to help you with what you need, with what your body needs, with what's going on today. So for example, I'm working on a headstand practice on my reformer, and I can do a headstand solo on my reformer. It's not a problem. But what I can't do on the reformer with headstand is actually take my hands off the reformer and put them like they go behind your back like that, like double leg kick. I really struggle with that because my legs, one of my inner thighs tends to get weak and I tend to go to one side. And so I was talking to my teacher about it. I was like, I'm just really struggling with like, maybe I just need to practice on the mat. Maybe that would make me feel better. And he's like, actually, I would go to the Wunda Chair and I would do the single arm push up with the hand on top of the chair and one hand on the pedal and make it a leg exercise. And he was so right. I went and did that and I could really practice what was going on. So your Wunda Chair doesn't have an order because it is there for what you need, especially that day or for where you're going, where your practice is going. And if you use my flashcards for the chairs deck, you can see how these exercises complement mat and reformer exercise. I actually listed them on there. But the short answer is no, there's no order on the Wunda Chair. But a better answer is, okay, what if you are using the Wunda Chair as a form of workout? What if you bought a Wunda Chair for home? What would your Pilates workout look like? What would that be? What would the order be that you would use to make the chair something that you could do 30 minutes on? At OPC, we have 45-minute monthly Wunda Chair workouts, and that's an intense workout. It's great. It's solid, it's full body, it's all these things. So how do I put the orders together? Well, you want to actually reduce the changes in planes and springs as much as possible. So ideally, I like to start off with heavier springs on the Wunda Chair to help connect the body. So I usually start with footwork or standing press down fronts because of the heavy spring, just really connect the body. So I will kind of exhaust exercises that have to do with that spring setting for my body or my client's body. And I try to change up the the planes as little as possible so that I'm like kind of going from one exercise to the next when it's possible. You want those transitions. I actually have a workshop in Portland, Maine about how important transitions are. And so you want to be able to transition. And I'm so sorry I can't show you what that looks like. I'm here at a hotel. But what I would say is if you look at press down front on my video, it's here, it's free on the Wunda Chair. You could go from that to going up front and going from that to mountain climber and going from that to pull-ups. And you can stay on the same spring setting. And that's going to help you put together a workout that doesn't have a lot of changes. Another version of that is like, okay, I'll do press down front, then I'll change to go to one spring and I'll lay on top of the Wunda Chair to do a swan. And I'll go back to two springs and I'll go do mountain climber. And I'll go back to one spring and I'll do a side sit up. That is actually not great for the body nor for the practice. It wastes time and you lose the connections that each exercise gives you. So if you look at how the mat and reformer are put together, you can see how the exercises do transition one to the next, and really help build the connections up so that as the order goes on, they get more complicated, they get more compounded. There's a reason why you don't do teaser after the 100, right? So if you can bring that into your Wunda Chair practice, you can change the order up based on what you need. And also by kind of thinking about how do I go from one exercise to the next here? Another way I like to do this is the Achilles stretch. I love to warm up with that because it's got this long round shape. Think about the 100 there. And then I can stand up and do the press down front. And it's kind of like that single leg stretch that comes in the mat work, right? And then I can go from that to pull-ups, which is kind of like getting me into double leg stretch. It's kind of getting me into rolling like a ball. Do you see how I connect the exercises from the mat to the Wunda Chair or the reformer to the Wunda Chair? I do that because the Wunda Chair is here to help support your mat and reformer practice. So when you're putting orders together, when you're putting the flow together, and putting a workout together, think about spring settings. Think about where you are on the chair, and then try to reduce the amount of moving around as much as possible so that you get the most from each exercise you can take into the next. And I highly recommend warming up with a 1 rep mat drill. We actually have that as a free video here on this YouTube channel. Um, I think that's going to be a really excellent way to warm up and then get into your chair, or do your chair workout and then do your 1 rep. Another way to put together an order for yourself on the chair is just to consider like, what do you struggle with and what exercise on the chair would help you. So if you want to dive in deep with that, if you want to ask some more questions about that, I highly recommend checking out our tour where I do have chair workshops that are going to be on the tour in different cities. I'd love to have you there. That would be so, so fun. So go to opc.me/tour. Also, if you're not already on our mailing list, you want to get on it. We will have a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. That will be November 27th to December 2nd. And we have some amazing, awesome deals for Pilates lovers like you. Our legacy workouts and workshops will be 50% off, lifetime access to those. There is going to be some discounts on the flashcards. You can get 40 days of Pilates for $40 at OPC. So lots of that going on all November 27th through December 2nd. So make sure you're on the email list so you don't miss out on any of those deals. We'd hate for you to miss out on that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope this is hopeful. I really hope this was helpful. Clearly, it's time for my coffee and my breakfast here. Thank you very much for being a subscriber. Continue to put your questions in the comments. If you would like feedback on your farm, if you would like support on your personalized practice, and you do want to be an OPC member. So go to onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube to check us out. Our community is amazing. I do provide feedback on your form. I do help you take some exercises out and put exercises in that are going to be better for you in your practice today. It's very holistic. It's all about you protecting your practice. We have an incredible group of teachers there, an incredible community, and we do live classes where we get to hang out and talk and connect. And your questions are prioritized because we answer them in the community every single day. Thank you so very much. Have an awesome day.